I'm going around to all the UK supermarkets to see what you can buy for £5 in 2024. I felt like today was going to be my toughest challenge yet. I went to Waitrose. The words Waitrose and £5 don't feel like they go too well together. Alright, here's the deal. It's lunchtime. I'm a little bit peckish. I've actually got a plan for once. I'm a man with a plan. What a lovely day it is. Blue skies. The plan is simple. We are going to the bakery. And then as long as I can get a dinner and a breakfast, like a decent one, I'm gonna be happy. Outside of M&S, I thought this was probably gonna be one of the hardest shops that I'd done. And looking around Waitrose really did prove that. What I was glad about is they did sell individual fruit and veg, which a lot of other places don't do. When I was able to buy one onion for 29p rather than an entire pack of onions for 70, 80, 90p, that seemed like a bit of a win. The biggest surprise was finding all these chicken wings for £1.60. Managed to get some pita breads, which were on offer. Hey look, it's me as an Easter egg. Their tin of tomatoes, for like a half tin of tomatoes, 210 grams or something, that was 60p. And you can get a full tin for like 30, 40p at most other supermarkets. And that was like their basic range as well. I looked around a little bit more and I managed to get this little porridge pot, but altogether came out at £4.99, which isn't too bad actually. That went better than I thought. I actually thought that I was gonna get so much less. I mean, it's Waitrose. I didn't get a lot. I have my lunch, and actually I think I've got something else for lunch, which is pretty good. So we'll have that when we get home, but I am starving right now. So I've got a pan of raisin. Love a little pan of raisin. Would have got a pan of chocolate. I'm doing Lent right now because I don't know why. I'm just torturing myself. There's a good pan of raisin though. Now, once again, I do want to point out that this is not a living for a day on video. As long as the ingredients I've bought are the main ones that I am showcasing in each of the dishes I make, I am allowed to use a little bit extra from my pantry or from my fridge. So on that note, when I got home, here's my haul, minus the pan of raisin, of course. And I did also, not included in the fiver, I got Riley some Dentastix. She needed a little treat too. Just look at her. So I then decided that actually I was still a little bit peckish, so I took a couple of the wings out, I coated them in a bit of oil and salt and pepper, and I popped them in the air fryer. Speaking of my pantry goods, what I then did do is I made a little glaze out of a bit of honey, sriracha and soy sauce, and then coated the wings in them, and honestly, they were so good, and it just made me crave a plate of wings so bad. So I think that's actually on the menu for Carolina and I next week. So with this challenge, we've done most of the UK supermarkets now. I think all we've got left is Sainsbury's, Morrison's and Asda. Do let me know which one you'd like to see next. I'm intrigued by your guys' thoughts, so please leave a comment below. And hey, on that note, a small channel like mine, any kind of engagement can really help me out. So please do like this video, share this video, subscribe, leave a comment below, and you'd be doing me a huge favour. On to dinner. Now, I have seen on a fair few channels, and I was intrigued to do this myself. I've seen people get a load of chicken meat, put it in their blender and blitz it up to almost make chicken mince. Now, I have also seen them do it with just a knife, but they also pulse it in a big blender as well. So that's exactly what I did. I didn't think I would get as much meat off the wings as I actually did. There was a lot of meat which we managed to get off them, and I managed to make some really nice chicken patties out of it. But I did add a few extra things to them, so if you wanted to make these at home, obviously a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, some garlic powder, some paprika, cayenne pepper, a few mixed herbs, some chipotle chili flakes. I kind of mushed all of that together, and then I made these little chicken patties out of them. Then it was onto my sauce, and I mean, this onion was amazing. So I cut this onion up, the majority of it to put this into this bigger pan, and then I used the rest of them to try and make some caramelized onions in a smaller pan. Once my onions in the main pan had softened, I then took the tinned tomatoes and let it simmer for like 9 minutes. So I had a few leftover jarred black olives in the fridge, and I just put a few of them in there just to give it a little bit more flavour. And then you guessed it, blended the entire thing up. Now, you don't need to put olives in this, literally just the salt, pepper, tomato and onion is going to make an amazing sauce once you blitz it up anyway, but this just gave it a little bit more of a Mediterranean twang, which is kind of what I was hoping and going for. I then took my chicken patties and I fried them up. They turned out amazing, really good, got a really nice bit of colour from them. So with this, I toasted up a couple of pita breads. Sliced them open, I put a nice helping of the sauce down and then put the chicken patties cut in half, one in each one, topped it with my caramelized onions. And let Sam tell you how good they were. Isn't this just one of the coolest looking things I think I've ever actually made? I've never minced my own chicken before. Let's give this a taste. I'm quite excited for this, like really excited for this. That is impeccable. Out of this world. There is no way I'm not making this a staple thing that I make. The seasonings we put in there are perfect. This sauce, which is also a bit of a dipping sauce, it's really, really good. Now, I did add olives to it. You do not need to do that. Trust me, this with just tomato and onion is on another level. Wish I had some greenery. Literally, I've got no lettuce left. And maybe like a cucumber mint dip kind of thing. That would probably work really well with this as well. But for what this is, for what I've made, I feel like I say this every week at this point, but this, one of the best things I've ever made. In one of these challenges anyway. And finally, breakfast the next morning, had a porridge pot. That's it, that's the fiver.